all doing? I hope you're still staying safe. Now, for this week, we are going to do acting, okay? And we're going to go off what we've been doing for the last few weeks. You know, we've been creating our own characters, haven't we? And I'm actually quite excited to see what characters you've all done. And maybe you can bring them in. You can bring them into Essay 15 when we start back. Yeah, that would be amazing if you could just bring in your piece of paper. You don't have to, but it'd be great to see what you've been doing whilst you've been home. Okay, now I'm just going to recap and remind you what characters I created last week. I know they're not going to be as good as yours, but let me just show you. I had Stephen was my first character. And then my second character was Poppy. Can you remember? And my third character didn't have a name. Do you remember? Okay. Now, what I would like you to do for this week, a very simple task, but very creative task. I would like you to make up a story. Okay. Now, I would like you to make up a story based on the 3 characters that you have created. It can be any story you want. It could be a story about, I don't know, one day Stephen went to the shop. He bumped into Poppy and they became friends. Later on, they went to the park and saw a sad little girl. And she was so sad that Poppy decided to go and talk to her. Oh, this little girl was so happy that Poppy was talking to her. But then Stephen felt a little bit lonely. So Stephen thought, I think I'll go and talk to her as well. So then Stephen went over and the 3 of them became best friends. Okay, that's a really short story. And it's not going to be as good as yours again, okay? But that was just an example, okay? So your story needs to have your 3 characters in, okay? And I would like something dramatic to have happened. Yeah, so something's happened in this story and the 3 friends, or they could be 3 sisters or brothers or whatever you've done, they've come together to maybe resolve the situation, yeah? Like help whatever's happened, okay? And it's up to you to create that story. You could be as creative as possible, anything you want, okay? Again, you can draw it if you want, draw the story on a piece of paper, or you can just speak the story to your mummies and daddies. It's completely up to you, but I want you to be as creative as possible with your 3 characters that you have created. Now, one thing I do want to remind you of, don't forget your characters' personalities. Do you remember we gave each character, 4 different personalities? Okay, now you need to use those personalities in your story. Okay, so if you can remember, Stephen was a funny person. I wrote down funny for Stephen because he maybe cracked some jokes. Maybe he got loads of jokes. So in my story, Stephen could make Poppy and my other character laugh. Yeah? So use those personalities and create a story. Now, I'm just going to just describe what I need you to do again so it's more clear for you, okay? So, you need to create your own story based on the 3 characters that you have created. These 3 characters have to be in the story. And don't forget about your characters' personalities, because that's going to help you with the story. If you get a bit stuck, you can be like, oh yes, this character was dancey. This character loved dance. So maybe you could mention in your story that the characters went dancing. It's completely up to you, but be as creative as possible, okay? And make up your own story, okay? With the 3 characters. Brilliant. Now, if you would like to show us what you've done, you can either put it on the SE15 Facebook page. You don't have to. It's up to you. Or maybe your mummies and daddies can put it on Facebook and you can tag SE15. Okay, you don't have to. It's completely up to you. Or you can just wait until we're back in class. Yeah, and then you can bring your stuff in and show us what you've been doing whilst you've been home. Okay, now have a great time at home. I know some of you have gone back to school. Okay, very excited to see all your friends, I bet. Okay, and I shall see you soon.